Welcome back to my channel. Today we will learn about the issue unfolding in CBS's The Bold and the Beautiful, a storyline that delivers one of the most heartbreaking betrayals in recent memory. This chapter of the saga focuses on Liam Spencer's terminal illness, the decision to reveal or withhold painful truths, and the explosive confrontation that ultimately shatters a bond once thought unbreakable. What begins as a tragic medical diagnosis spirals into a moment of brutal honesty that redefines relationships forever. Liam had been living with the weight of his diagnosis, a brain tumor located in a part of the brain that made surgery impossible. The prognosis was grim. Only a few people knew: Steffi, Finn, and more recently, Bill. Liam made it clear from the beginning that he did not want pity or drama, and he especially didn't want Hope to know. His relationship with Hope had been complicated, marked by intense love, painful betrayals, and eventual separation. But she was still the mother of Beth, and in Liam's eyes, a person he had once loved more than life itself. Steffi, however, disagreed with Liam's choice to keep Hope in the dark. Despite their often contentious history, Steffi believed Hope had the right to know what was happening. Hope was raising Beth and had been a part of Liam's emotional life for years. She deserved the truth. So, despite Liam's objections, Steffi arranged to meet Hope in private. They met at a small coffee shop away from the Forrester offices. Hope arrived, unaware of what Steffi was about to say, assuming it was something related to the children. But when Steffi began speaking, Hope immediately sensed the gravity of the moment. Steffi took a deep breath and told her, plainly and without preamble, that Liam was dying. Hope was stunned. She froze, the coffee in her hand trembling. "What are you talking about?" she asked. "He was just at the park with Beth. He looked fine." Steffi explained that Liam had been diagnosed with a terminal brain tumor. The location of the tumor made it inoperable. He had been keeping it quiet, only telling a few people because he didn't want anyone to treat him differently or lose focus on what mattered. Steffi said she had tried to respect Liam's wishes, but ultimately she couldn't keep the secret from Hope anymore. Hope sat silently for several moments, tears welling in her eyes. Her heart ached with grief and confusion. But within that pain, another emotion emerged: guilt. For years, she had been carrying a secret of her own, one she had vowed to take to the grave. But now, with Liam dying, she couldn't bear the weight of it any longer. There was something Liam didn't know. Something that would change everything. After leaving the cafe, Hope drove straight to Steffi's home, where Liam had been staying during his treatment. Liam was resting in the sunroom, reading quietly. When Hope arrived, he smiled faintly, unaware of what she now knew, or what she was about to reveal. "Hey," he said gently, closing the book. "You okay?" Hope nodded, but her face betrayed her. She sat down across from him, unable to meet his eyes. Her hands trembled as she spoke. "Steffi told me," she began. "She told me about your illness." Liam nodded slowly. "I asked her not to." "I know, but I'm glad she did," Hope replied. Then, after a long pause, she added, "Because there's something I need to tell you. Something I should have told you a long time ago." Liam sat up straighter, concerned now. "What is it?" Hope took a deep breath. Her eyes welled with tears. "It's about Beth." Liam's expression shifted. "What about her?" Hope hesitated again. "Liam, you're not Beth's biological father." The words hung in the air, heavy and sharp. Liam blinked, certain he had misheard her. "What?" Hope repeated, her voice breaking. "I got pregnant after a night with someone else. I wasn't sure what to do. I was scared, and everything between us was already fragile. I didn't know how to tell you, and when you accepted Beth as yours, I let you believe it." Liam stood slowly, disbelief etched on his face. "You let me raise her, believe she was mine. For years, I thought it would destroy you. I thought it would destroy us. I told myself I would tell you someday. But then we separated and time passed. And when you got sick, I knew I couldn't keep it from you any longer. Liam's face twisted in pain, but this time it wasn't physical. This was a wound deeper than any tumor. All these years, he said quietly. All these moments. The first time I held her. The birthdays. The stories. And none of it was real. Hope reached for him, desperate. No, it was real. You were her father in every way that matters. You were still her father. No, Liam cut her off. You don't get to say that. You don't get to decide that after everything. After lying to me. I'm dying, Hope. And you chose now to drop this on me. Tears streamed down Hope's face. I didn't want to hurt you. But I couldn't keep it from you anymore. Liam's eyes filled with tears, but they were cold now. He stepped away, his voice firm. Get out. Liam, please get out, Hope. I don't want to see you again. Hope stood frozen. She looked at him one last time, hoping for a trace of forgiveness. But there was none. Just heartbreak and betrayal. Slowly, she turned and walked out, the sound of the door closing behind her louder than any scream. Liam sat down slowly, the weight of truth and mortality pressing down on him. He had faced death with strength. He had faced pain with resolve. But this was different. This was betrayal. From the one person he never thought would lie to him like this. Word of the confrontation spread. Steffi, who had encouraged Hope to tell the truth, was shocked by the severity of Liam's reaction. She visited him later that evening, bringing dinner, but he barely spoke. He looked out the window, a shell of the man he was just days before. Everything I thought I had left, he finally said, is gone. Steffi sat with him, unsure of what to say. She knew there was nothing she could do to fix it. All she could do was be there. Days passed. Hope tried to reach out, leaving messages, sending letters, but Liam ignored them all. He didn't want apologies. He didn't want explanations. He had made peace with dying. What he couldn't make peace with was the lie he had been living. The revelation also rocked the rest of the family. Brooke, upon learning the truth, confronted her daughter. How could you do this? She demanded. Liam loved that child. He would have loved her even if you had told the truth. But you took away his choice. Hope cried. But there was nothing left to say. The damage was done. As Liam's condition worsened, he grew weaker by the day. Still, he refused to let Hope back into his life. Steffi, Finn, and Bill remained by his side. Even Wyatt flew in to say goodbye. But Hope watched from a distance, heartbroken and alone. And when Liam passed, it was without reconciliation, without closure. Just silence between him and the woman he once called the love of his life. At the funeral, Hope stood quietly in the back. She held Beth's hand, tears streaming down her face as she whispered, "I'm sorry." Liam was laid to rest, remembered as a loving father, a loyal friend, and a man who faced death with courage, but died with a broken heart.